There's a feature that I've considered adding to Yandere Simulator for a long time, making speech bubbles appear above the heads of students who were talking to each other at school. These speech bubbles would contain hints that could help new players, or they could just set the mood around school. I decided to implement a basic version of this feature to see if it would work out. I got it to function, but then I realized that there are actually quite a few problems I need to solve before this feature can be added to the game. First off, the speech bubble appears way too high above the head of the character who is talking, but there's a reason why it has to be that high. If the speech bubble was any lower, it would clip into the button prompt that floats above the character's head. Because of this, the speech bubble simply must be placed very high above the student. This means that you have to tilt the camera up to see what students are saying, which feels weird and unnatural, and prevents you from playing the game at a normal, comfortable camera angle if you want to hear what students are saying. I wouldn't want to reposition the speech bubble somewhere else, such as putting it beside the student, because then it might end up going off screen most of the time, or even covering up the protagonist's face, and that just might make it even weirder than it currently is. One potential idea is to designate a specific area of the screen for speech bubbles to appear in, just like in Persona 5. But that solution doesn't really work for Yandere Sim. It's because there is almost no space on screen that isn't already being used for something, whether it's an InfoChan tutorial notification or the kidnapping checklist. There just isn't enough space on screen to create a dedicated speech bubble zone. I suppose instead of displaying the speech bubbles automatically when the player approaches, I could let the player press a button to hear what two students are saying. After pressing the button, all other screen elements would disappear and the speech bubbles would be the only thing displayed on screen. This could potentially solve all of the problems I just described, but then the feature would be something that stops gameplay, rather than something that is ambiently occurring in the background, which was supposed to be the entire point of the feature. There's also the problem of button prompts appearing over the speech bubble, or the speech bubble obstructing button prompts that the player is trying to see. Overall, when I look at all the problems that this feature introduces, it feels like it's just not gonna work out. It seems that Yandere Sim simply isn't the type of game that can have this kind of dynamic speech bubble appearing on screen, because button prompts need to be able to appear anywhere, and a large portion of the screen is already being used by other elements. With that said, if you think you have a clever solution that solves all of the problems I described in this video, I'm willing to listen to your suggestion. Feel free to describe your solution in the comments section below, or even create a concept video that demonstrates the feature working in a way that doesn't interfere with the other elements that need to appear on screen. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you today. The speech bubble feature is just one of many features that I've always wanted to experiment with, and even though this one probably won't work out, there are still a lot of other features I plan to experiment with in the near future, and I hope you'll look forward to them. Thank you for following the development of Yandere Simulator.